Hi everyone, welcome to Saturday Stamping Tips, Techniques, and More. We're going to do a very kind of simple card today. I've done two, and this is using the Whisper White Craft Ink, which is a pigment ink, also Versamark and white embossing powder here, and the chalk marker that Stampin' Up has on this one. I don't know if we'll do it on the next one or not. This one I didn't do that, and I just put some dots. So these use the Whisper White Craft Ink with Magenta Madness, and I did it the technique on Crumb Cake, and I did it on Basic Black. I think it comes out better on Crumb Cake. I maybe should have gone over this one again with another layer of Magenta Madness, because I kind of layered it up, but you can barely see the pink on this one, which is okay. And this one you can see quite a bit of pink, but I layered it twice, actually, 2 or 3 times. So we're going to do that. We're going to use the Stamparatus, but this time we're going to use the Crumb Cake, and I'm using a little lace. I'm using this flower. This is in the annual catalog, and this just a little note to say. Just a simple little card today. So I put this in my Stamparatus. I have to make sure. Now this piece of card is a little bit smaller than the ones I used the last time. This one is 3 3/4 by 5. These were 4 1/4 by 5. I'm sorry, 4 by 5 1/4. Yeah. So we're going to do it a little differently. So what I did is I took the white ink first, and I'm just gonna, oh, you know what, I didn't check to make sure. Yeah, we have to, you know what, since I started doing that, I'll move the paper over. We'll make it be that 1-inch line and hope that that works. The top, being at the top, should be okay. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, so we're just gonna ink this up with the white craft ink, and we're gonna get it good and inky. Now I watched somebody else do it, and they did the colored ink first and then put the white on top, but I actually think I did 3 layers on this one, and I believe I like how that turned out better. We're going to use Misty Moonlight this time. I don't know if I said that or not. Let me put this one away. I think I'm going to try and get a little more on this flower here. That side doesn't seem to ink as well for some reason. And these little sprays, I'll just redo the whole thing. Okay. And I'm going to bring a little lace thing down here to put it underneath. There we go. Okay, so that's good. So now let me close that up, and we're going to just clean that stamp. Now you can use a baby wipe. I am using my chamois, and I probably will have to pause and take a break and rinse it, because I don't want all that white ink getting on my next ink pad when I go to clean it in the chamois. It really makes a difference. And also, I might just take a baby wipe to this, even though I don't usually recommend that either, to make sure that's good and clean so it doesn't transfer to my Misty Moonlight ink pad, because I really don't want it to do that. Or you could clean your chamois and clean it again. And actually, I may take the chamois to it again after I do this. You can't really tell on a baby wipe whether you're getting it all or not. Let me get the chamois again. So you want your stamp to be good and clean before you go down for the next layer. Like I said, you really don't want to ruin your stamp pads. And you could clean it with the Stampin' Mist. My Stampin' Mist is getting a little low, but I really like that cleaner in combination with the chamois. Alright, so now we're going to stamp it up with the Misty Moonlight. Forgive me for my loud air conditioner. It's hot here, so I'm using it. The window one. I have whole house air conditioner, but it doesn't cool my room and a half upstairs very well. I only have one vent up here. That looks pretty good. I'll just do it again to be sure. So that is just the Misty Moonlight right on the white in the same position. Okay, that's very dark now, but it should dry a little later. Then what I'm going to do is clean that off, and we're going to move it a little bit and put a little more white on and go at it again. We're going to offset it, and I think that makes it really pretty. Actually, you know what, where's that baby white? Because I also want to make sure I don't get blue ink, see, on my my white ink pad, because I did get a little pink on it, but I managed to clean it off, most of it. Okay, let me wipe that off with the chamois again, because I don't want any of that baby white stuff on there either. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Okay, so now we're going to just take this, we're going to leave it up at the top, and we're just going to slide it over just a tiny smidge. Couldn't even tell you, less than a 1/16 of an inch. And now we're going to use the white again. And I think it just makes it pop. Okay, pretty good. And I did just re-ink this pad before coming on here. It's a very thick ink, and I used a palette knife to kind of rub it in and then wipe off the palette knife. There we go. Beautiful. Isn't that cool? I just love the way that looks. So that's done. You should let it dry a little bit, because the white ink takes longer to dry since it's a pigment ink. Craft ink is a pigment ink. I think that looks really pretty. Now, while that's drying, I'll clean the rest of that off later. What we're going to do, let me just move this over here. I'm going to turn this around so that I don't get anything on my picture there. And now what we're going to do is, I have this sentiment, just a note to say hello, on an ink pad, and we're going to use, right here it is, Versamark and white Stampin' Emboss powder, which I have in a little container. I have probably 2 or 3 of it, and I've got a 3/4 inch. Now, I don't even know if this is the right measurement now. Yeah, it's a little big, but it's okay. I'm going to put it over to the right hand side, and I am going to use, even though we no longer sell this, I'm just going to wipe it with my embossing buddy that I still have out of habit. Okay, so this is just a note to say hello. Pretty straight. Yay. Let me clean that off real quick. Okay, and then we're going to emboss that with white embossing powder. Just going to give it another dose. Tap, 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 tap. Check it. Blow on it gently. See, I have 1 or 2 little spots there. I'm just going to take my fingernail to get them off. Okay, and now we're ready. So we're just going to heat this up. I'm going to do it over here so it doesn't make the camera go, or the sound thing go nuts in my computer. I'm actually just going to lay it down. There we go. I'm going to go underneath too just to flatten it out a little bit. That is hot. Hot, hot, hot. We'll let that dry for a minute too. I see a spot here. I kind of didn't get off real good. Okay. So now we're going to take this out. And I have a Misty Moonlight card base. I have a piece of the 2020 to 21 Designer Series paper in the In Color family in Misty Moonlight. We're just going to glue that down. So this one is all about, it's just a simple technique, but I think it makes things look really pretty, and I hope to do more of it, more experimentation with that technique. And then we're going to glue this down, but first let me double check this. Like I said, I have to cut this off a little bit by about 1/4 inch, and then I can just flag it, and it should hopefully work. So I'm going to use the triple banner punch. Put that in about there. It's a little crooked to me. Let's see. Yeah, it's a little off, but it's the right position. Let's see if I can get that in there. Figured about there. Because it was a little uneven the first. That's much better. Okay. Alright. And then, so we're going to glue this down, and then we'll bump up the sentiment on dimensionals. And that is about it. No ribbon. We can put the white dots on again if we decide to. I might put them in the center of the flowers and just in the corners, but not all around like I did before. I think that's what I'll do. Okay, so let me get my dimensionals. And then we're going to put 4 on. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I didn't want this to be a long video this time. It's still, you know, 12 minutes or so. But I just wanted to show you that you could use that with any of the stamp sets, floral or whatever design you would like. Now let's see. I'm gonna do the chalk marker in the center. So I just everything's falling. Just took the chalk marker and went around in the center, however many dots you want. Doesn't have to be perfect. Centers of flowers and things are not perfect. I put a lot more in here than I did the last time. Alright, and then we'll just do 3 in the corners. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. And maybe we'll use those, let me figure out what I did with them. The bling. Here it is. Nope, that's not it. I'm not sure where I put it. Thought I had them out. I guess we won't, guys. I thought I had the, oh, here they are. I found them. These. And what we'll do is we'll put just like 3 of those on in this time. And I actually might put one in the center of the big flower. Oops. Right in here amidst those white dots. And I'm not going to put any on the banner strip since that is already blue, the Misty Moonlight. Oops. And this one, I think, put over here. There we go. Got a little putty on that one, I think. Okay. Okay, and there's our card. I'll do the outside later. So that is the technique, just using your white craft ink and your whatever color you want. It softens the color, and just by moving it a little bit, offsetting it a little bit, you can still see the white. That's intentional, and I just think that's really cute. So very simple, cute card for you. It does work on the black. I actually like the black, sort of iridescent looking. I would probably myself add another color of the pink on that one. But there is, you can see the pink softly, but not as much as you can on the crumb cake. So there you have it. That's my Saturday stamping tips, techniques, and more. I hope you enjoyed that, and if you have anything that you'd like me to try or teach you, please let me know in the comments below this video. I'm open for suggestions. Otherwise, you get what I'm playing with. And that could be anything with me, because I'm still learning too. I think if you ever stop learning, then you have a problem. But yeah, it's fun to learn and try new techniques. So come learn with me, and we'll learn together. All right, everyone, have a great day. Happy 4th of July to everyone in the United States, and I will talk to you the next time. Hugs, love, and peace.